Hello everyone. Today we're going to see about the mobile application development. In mobile application development, today we're going to see about the network, web and multimedia apps. What is network first? Network is used for the network connections, right? So we all are aware about the network connection. Network connection is nothing like, for example, in our mobile, there is a network connection. For example, we using a net daily. So today there is a need different packages we're going to use in our mobiles. So there is a one kind of Android applications. So how it's working at the background. So we're going to see about this. So this is the outline of a network. First of all, understand the mobile network fundamentals. In Android, it is a connecting the with Wi-Fi routers and many other sources which going to use for the network connectivity. There is a one socket layer which going to use as a IP socket. In IP socket, we going to use as a secure socket layer. It is used for the absolute layer and relative layer. In the relative layer, we going to grant for a low level general socket layer for a mobile IP. And there is a URL connection which going to use a higher level of the connection. So HTTP URL connection we should need for this for the permission of the network IP. Next, permission of in network. How we get the permission in network? In Android, application of using a network, it must generate a permission because we need a right permission to access our network connection. So for this, we use a Android manifest file for using a permission. For example, I have written over here how to get a permission, use permission, Android name and Android permission like internet. So we get a permission from the internet because it's network, so we want a permission from a internet. And this, the emulator will going to use as a host because our emulator is going to host our network, so it's going to be a host exception. In that, there is a solution as a DNS. DNS is nothing, is a domain name server of our emulator. Next, I told you that we're going to use about the socket layer. So socket layer is nothing, it is the IP socket layer. So how it tasks with our socket layer. So there is a old socket with our Android device which can be connected with URL connections, right? So we exactly know about what is the solution for the socket layer is a task, assigned task. What is assigned task? It's nothing, is a background process in the Android which can be used as a assigned task. A background processing for our old version. Okay, so we have a different version in our Android SDK. We have a Lollipop KitKat. So there is a minimum SDK version 9 should be required for this synchronized task. So there is a slow process can be generated by the user interface thread that can be a slow in the processing. So it can be helped to for the generic parameter. Generic parameters are nothing. It is a one type of a progress type which can be used as a result, which can be executed by the program in the GUI layer for the graphics layer, which can be used to finish in the process for the background execution process. There is a two types of the methods which can be used. That is a post execution method and get execution method, which known as the finishing the background process. Here is an access localhost from the emulator, which can be normal access by the server and the running to our own computer with using an IP address. We need the IP address for our socket layer because our process is going on the local host. So for need there is a some steps over are written here, and there is a one another emulator is name is known as a Genymotion. Genymotion is nothing. There is a one type of a emulator which known as a virtual network. So here I have written the HTTP connection step, how to connect with it.